hold on. So today we're going to be going through the CRMLS apps that are member benefit apps. We do have a number of free apps that you have access to here, like CRMLS, MLS-Touch, and Homesnap. Home Seekers is going to be going away. I wasn't too sure about that until I started digging into today's, because when I made a PDF that's you can see here, in your chat box, it's the PDF that's included over there in the chat box. If you click on that Dropbox link, it'll take you over to download the PDF. But I removed that from that because when I was going to pull up these pages today, the Home Seekers app, it does have a page, but I found it on this app page number 2. But when you go to the original app page that I had saved, it brings you over to CRMLS Solutions page that does not include Home Seekers any longer. So these are the 3 that we're going to be going through today. I have mentioned the Home Seekers, but if you've heard me mention it before, Kit from SRAR has mentioned that it was going to be going away, but then since I didn't really see that posted anywhere or hear from anybody else, it was kind of just hearsay at the time. But then so I made the PDF with all these apps on there. That let me pull that up really fast so you can download this. And I made it easy so you can just click on one of these buttons, whether you have a Android or Apple phone, and then that'll take you to either the Play Store for the Android or the Apple Store for Apple phones. And so I have all the 3 different apps in here that we're going to be talking about today that are all listed as well on the CRMLS Mobile MLS Options page. It's on the Solutions page in the section of Mobile MLS Options. Okay? And here, if you wanted to do any more detailed tutorials on these, they have webinars as well through CRMLS that you can sign up for. But today we're going to just kind of give a brief overview of these. So let me start. We're going to start on this CRMLS app. Okay, let me get back on my phone here and bring that up. All right. So we're going to be going to the CRMLS. So let me touch that and open it up. So when we go in, you can see I have photo, my name, company name, DRE numbers listed right on here. Because this one here is basically, like it mentions over here, the MLS from your phone, like you search the matrix. So this is basically a direct connection to the matrix. And what I mean by that is my contacts. So, whoops, let me get rid of this page while I put in my password here. Give me 1 second, because you can see it as I type it in on my screen. So let me bring that back up. All right, there we go. All right, so we have let me just go back. So I clicked on my contacts, and then that brought me over to the contacts that I have created in my matrix MLS. So if you have contacts already in your matrix, they're already going to be connected to within your app. So you can share your app right to those contacts. Any saved searches that you may have in the MLS, they're going to be right in here as well. Any carts, which I don't have any carts, I don't think, but everything, basically, point is everything that you have in your MLS is going to be connected through here. You could even launch the Matrix desktop version right from here. So you can go right into your Matrix. See? So now this is, like I mentioned, it's like a direct connection right to your Matrix, okay? There's showing time. So I know a lot of you don't use showing time, but I think there's a few that do. So you can connect right through the showing time in here, which I haven't set it up. So it's going to have nothing in here. But you would be able to have all your notifications in there for your listings, and you can see my listings up top here. Whoops. So sorry, you can't see my finger touching, but there's my listings right below nearby searches. And I don't have any listings, but if you had listings, you'd be able to edit you'll be able to go to your listings and then even edit your listings right through the app, which is a very cool feature that the other ones aren't going to allow you to do. So that's pretty neat. And then you have mortgage calculator in here as well. And then you have the Share app. So Share app, this is what most of you are going to be interested in here, besides the fact that it's like having the Matrix MLS in your pocket. So Share app, if we click on that, we have a couple options here. We can email or post online, or we can send a message. So let's take a look at each. So email or post online. So this is going to give me the ability, within an Apple phone, it's going to be a little bit different on your Android, but you're going to have the ability to email it, text it, send it as a message, WhatsApp if you use WhatsApp, Facebook, I use Gmail. So you're able to share it in multiple different ways based off of the settings in your phone. Okay, so if you go to more over here, you could have more selected if you want to send it as a Facebook Messenger, through your Hangouts or LinkedIn. There's different ways to turn these on and off, but whatever options you have set up in there, you'll be able to share it throughout those platforms. Or, yeah, so messages or Gmail or Facebook, okay? Or you could share your app as a message, which now this is going to share it to a contact that's already in your app. So if you have contacts within your app, in the My Contacts section, you can share it right with them. Or you can share it with people that you may not have in there yet, that you may have met at an open house or something like that, where you can go in and enter in their phone number, and it's going to share that app right with them. Okay, so let's test it out here. So let me share it with myself. Whoops. All right. And what it does is going to put my name in. Whoops. So this one does it a little bit different. So it's going to send me a link. Oh, right. So if I go to my notification, and it's going to have a link here for me, which this is what you could include in your. So if we look at, so if we look here, you see download the Home Spotter for CMR, and it has the name I put in. So you would be able to put in, I typed in Richard Neville, but if it was Jane Smith, you'd see Jane Smith. This is Richard Neville with Realty Executives. Check out CRMLS Home Spotter, where you can message about homes using the app. Download the Home Spotter for CMLS here. So this URL here would be what you could replace your URL in your signature line with. And then I'm going to follow that. And then you'll see that it takes me to a page. So it's a little bit extra step, but because now it's going to have my photo and my, whoops. Uh-oh. Oh, you know what? Because I already, oh. So yeah, I forgot about this. This is one of the downsides. Like I said, the pluses and the minuses. So I use Google Chrome, but I mean a lot of people don't use copy the URL link. A lot of people use Safari built in. So if I go to Safari, then I can go to this page here. Let me see. Paste and go. So here it is. Let it load. So it's trying to go through and download my app. So basically, that is a little bit. That's one of the downsides. So if people use Google Chrome on their Apple phone or Android, well, I guess Android, that's the default browser in Android. But but for me, I have it in my Apple. But for most of you and most people who aren't as weird and techie as me, are going to just have the default Safari in there. So it shouldn't be an issue for them. But just so you know, that's one of the little downsides to it. is that it requires Safari to download the app. All right. So, but the app is going to be just a trimmed down version of this. So it's going to be similar to this as far as it's going to have your name, CRMLS, all this information is going to be the same, nearby, search. It's just going to be stripped down here with mortgage calculator and some ways for them to save their searches and then see what properties they favorited. So let's take a look at something like that. So let's go into our contacts here. And if I go to myself, I have some favorites in here, okay? So if I go to those, now I'm able to see, I'm basically, if you use the, the auto emails and, oops, what's going on here? The auto emails and the matrix, this will be what the ones that they share out. Let me go to a new one because that's probably a super old one that I favorited. So I just did this one this morning. So this one should go right to that property. There it is. Okay. So this is one of our listings here. So basically this is what it's going to look like for you on your side, because you're going to have some agent remarks and stuff in here, okay? But you can send a message right to Bree in this case, or the agent that's whoever's listing it is. You can view it right on the matrix, right on your desktop, the desktop version of the matrix. You can schedule showing time. You can see the estimated mortgage payments. You can, the open house dates. There's more details in here if we go to the details section. So now here's where we have full property details, so you can see get the full property details. There's some neighborhood information, with walk scores and stuff like that in here, what schools. And this is information. Remember that schools is deemed reliable but not guaranteed, so this isn't like a guaranteed thing, but most likely. All right. So that's basically, how you can see what's going on. You can see that the auto emails down here are the new listing emails, that the auto emails that are being delivered to her, which in turn is how I know that she favorited a property, because she's getting emails, which I did this myself, just to show it in this class, in this webinar, but your clients would be, if they're using this as well, you'd be able to see this information right within their profile here. All right. So let's take a look at the app itself now that we kind of look at the back end. So let's clear this result here. And then if we click on the little arrow icon at the top of this four, on the left side, the four icons over there, it's basically going to show you what's near you within a certain range, okay? And then I'm zooming out a bit, so because there wasn't really anything in there within that, quarter mile or so radius. Excuse me. And then you can, obviously click the search icon or the little magnifying glass at the top in order to put in a property address or something like that if your immediate area that you're located in is not the area you want to search. So say you wanted to search a little bit differently. There's a little pencil icon over here. And then that is where you can touch your finger down and draw an area where that's going, and then click apply. And now that's going to find the homes that are for sale within that area that you drew out with your finger. Okay? So let's clear that. There's a little road icon here. So what is this? This is commuting time. So now you can add in, like you have work within, you want to live within 20 minutes of your job, or of your client's job. They want to live within 20 minutes of their job, sorry. Then you can, and if you know where they're at, you can put in that address and then search and find homes that are within that commute time that they're looking for based off of their work address, and you can play around with that. And then there's the globe, which basically just changes it from the standard view of whatever it is, the map, road view or map view, whatever it is, to the satellite view. So if you toggle that on and off, you need to. So then down here, there's the list at the bottom left. So basically, we're looking at the map view right now, and as you can see all the way up at the top in the center, below the, which I touched the screen, but below the time. So if we touch the list that's down at the bottom left, that's going to put all the properties into a list. So now you can see them in a different format. So you kind of mapped them out with using the map. And then, so let's we draw this little icon here, apply, or draw icon, draw a little circle. And then if we go to list, you're going to only see those properties within that area that you drew out with your finger. Okay? So that's kind of how that works. Messages, this is where you're going to be able to message your clients. So remember, you have to have your clients within your My Contacts section over here. But once they're in there, then you're able to message them. So you could just do a plus. So let's go with like Beth. And it should pull her up, but maybe not. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Display your contacts, use my address book. So you can connect your address book from your phone as well, which I'm not going to do, but just because I'm weird. But you could do that, and I would imagine that you do that because you already have all your clients in there. So then that way you can, you know, message them. But you should be able to message your clients. So I don't know. So this talking about some of those downsides. This should just start to pull up our clients. So just so you know. All right, and then this is Spot down at the bottom right corner. Let me clear this out a little bit. And this Spot icon all the way at the bottom right. So this is a little bit different. Let me touch it, and you'll see like, so basically if you're in a community, which, see how you can see that there's properties up there? I'm kind of chasing them around. But, and they're down in the bottom, that little circle. So this is like if you're standing inside of a community and you don't want to search, type in that property address or look up an MLS number or anything like that, you can just hit that Spot icon and it's going to show you what homes are for sale close to you, and then you just be able to touch on that little button that you see there, and then that's going to give you that property. You can touch it again and it's going to go ahead and give you this more details about the property. Now you see the little bottom icon with the little share icon with that box with the square with the arrow pointed up. Now this is where you'd be able to share that to Facebook or something like that if you wanted to share it out to a client or email it to somebody. So you're able to share these listings right from the app. Or you could share it in a message as you see down in that big blue button. So if you wanted to message one of your clients directly about this property, you can send a message right to your clients. And then you could also like favorite it and add it to a cart or a contact. Okay? So you see how that works for the most part. Let's get back out of here. And remember, that's the Spot tool, where if you're in a community and you don't want to, you know that there's a property right there for sale and you don't want to look it up. Whoa, look at it. That's tripped out on my screen there, huh? But you're able to just hit that Spot button and then go ahead and bring up any properties within, you know, range. And obviously I'm in my office and you can see the properties that are popping up, so it's just trying to pull those nearest properties by close to you. All right, let's go. Oop. My notifications, I tried to turn some of those off, but they're still coming up. All right, so let's get out of here. So basically that's the main thing with the CRMLS app. This one, like I said, some of the pluses are that it's directly connected right to the Matrix MLS. All your contacts, your saved searches, your carts, your personal listings are all in here. You have access right to the MLS Matrix desktop version right here. And you're able to edit your listings right from within the app, which is pretty neat. So like I can't show you that since I don't have any listings, but you know, like maybe you need to do a price reduction or something and you weren't gonna be able to get back to the office or your home or wherever you do that stuff, and you needed to get it done right now, you can do it right from this app and boom, you're done. All right. So that is the CRMLS app. If anybody has any questions about that, put them in the chat box here. No? Okay. All right, so that's CRMLS app. Let's go out to the MLS-Touch. And I see there's a few more people in here than there was earlier. And what I wanted to say is there's this Home Seekers app here that's listed. I don't know if you can see my mouse. I don't know why you shouldn't, but probably because I'm on my screen here of my phone. But Home Seekers is, I believe, going away. I did hear about it through the grapevine, but I didn't see any like evidence and get no notifications out for it. You can still download the app and use it, but when I tried to go visit the page where I grabbed all the information, which it wasn't this page, I just found this one on accident. But when you go to the actual page, it brings you to this, the CRMLS solutions, where it does not list it anymore. So I do not want to go through it today, and I don't, because we are getting rid of the whole point of this was because we're getting rid of our in-house Realty Executives app. Whoops. And the home search app here. And I don't want you to start to waste any time with the Home Seekers app is great, and I'm not sure why they're getting rid of it, but like I mentioned, Kit from SRAR said it's going away, and now they removed it completely from their website, except for that one old page that I don't think, unless you're a nerd like me, you'd ever find. So, so just so you know, we're not going to really be looking at. So yeah, see, if you go to this page here, boom, it brings you right to the solutions page where it's not listed any longer. So I don't want you to waste any time with it. So today we're going to skip it. So, but now we're going to go talk about the MLS-Touch, okay? So let me bring up my screen again. Give me 1 second here, and then we'll go dive into MLS-Touch. All right, so MLS-Touch is going to be, once again, a free member benefit app. It is a bit different. Looking at that CRMLS app we were just looking at, look at how different this one looks. This one's going to be, I shouldn't say, it's kind of simplified, I guess. I mean, it has a lot of the same options, but it has different options. So so in this app, see there's Insta View down here, which I touched, no properties found. That is going to be just like the spot button here in the CRMLS app, okay? Where this one pulls up something nearby, even though I'm sitting in my office, where the MLS-Touch doesn't pull it up because it's, there's nothing close enough to see. But it's the same type of process where instead of you going in and doing a search or a map search and trying to find it, if you just click that Insta View, it's going to pull up the nearby properties for you, so you don't have to search for it, basically, okay? So that's what that Insta View is, so just so you know. All right, so on this map search, it's going to be similar to the CRMLS app. A little bit different as far as the look, but you have your pencil icon over here where you can draw around, and then see this one a little bit different where I didn't have to hit apply, it just automatically applied it, so you can see some of the little fine differences in it. And then here it has the list up top where if you touch list there, it lists them out. And then this one's a little bit different as well, where it's not big images, where it's kind of smaller, but it gives you a little more information on here. And then you have stats, which is kind of neat. So we did this map search area right here, right? Okay, with a custom drawing I did to pull in these 9 properties. So if I go click this is kind of one of the cool features of this app, okay? If I hit stats, now it's going to go ahead and show me all the stats of those 9 properties, which I think this is probably one of the coolest features of this app. All right, so it's going to show the average price range of these 9 properties, the lowest, the highest, single family townhomes, average days on market, what's the shortest, what's the longest. We could look at some solds and go back. All right, so that's 6 months, 1 month, We have 2 months, and you can drag this little thing around and then find different time frames to see the different properties that have sold within that time range. Okay, and then you have expireds as well, and so you could actually go and look at these properties. So boom, there we go, expired. You just go ahead and click on those. So this is going to show the longest day and the shortest day, and then highest, lowest price. If we click on this, it's going to show me that property. Okay, so I think that's super neat. But what I noticed earlier, you can see in my in that gray bar, like right below the stats, it's saying higher than 50,000. So I created a custom filter in here because it was pulling in rental listings, which were skewing those statistics. So I put in higher than 50,000 just so that cuts out a lot of the most, in this case around here. I don't think there's going to be too many over $50,000 rentals a month. So so that cut out basically all the rentals. So now it was only including the homes for sale. So that was a little tip there. So if you're using this, and then you might see those popping in, just set that price range up a little bit from the minimum, so it excludes the rental listings from within here. All right, so that was kind of neat. Rather than that was all right from this map search. Okay, so that was it's pretty cool. I like that feature of it. And then of course there's the advanced search, where you can go through and do a custom advanced search, and then you can see some of these different options that are in here. All right, let's go back. Search by number. So if you search by, you have to search by MLS number, so you can put in multiple MLS numbers or just one number. If you hit search, it's going to pull up the listing. Okay, and then also you can go ahead and look at it. This is where you can send it now. You can send this listing directly to a client, which is neat. And you could also find comparables right through here. And I'll show you about those comparables in a minute, because you can tailor the options for that. So you can like what time frames and what types of properties and how many properties and stuff like that. Excuse me. So we'll go ahead and look at that in a moment, but let's just continue on here. So you can contact the agent directly. If we see all the way down at the bottom, there's the contact agent. Excuse me. Oh, up at the top in the blue bar, there's a little home with a circle on it. That's like the virtual tour link. So if you click on that, that's going to bring you to their virtual tour or their video tour, however they put it in. Just so you know what that icon is there. So if we scroll over here, we could link this to contact, send as a message. We could do a showing request. We could print this out. So you have a bunch of options of how to share this. And what's kind of neat is, like, if you do send this from the app as SMS, you can send it to whoever you want to send it to. And if you saw there, if I go to the plus again, you could import. So you can connect. Enable does not have access to contacts. Yeah, I'm weird about my privacy settings. So, but you can pull in your contacts from your phone. But this one, yeah, it has the cool stats and it's got cool share features and the comparable features. But this one is not directly connected to your MLS as far as your contacts and stuff like that. So that's one of the downsides versus the CRMLS app. Excuse me. All right, let's continue down. But you have agent remarks and a lot of information in here. Okay, it's almost the MLS as far as what type of information in here. So it's pretty darn close. It's just a little bit different, you know, and that's why we're kind of showing you the differences in these apps and see what you like better and what features you're more interested in. All right, so let's go back out of here. So that was the search by number. Recent searches, you see that's just going to be recent searches. So like anything you searched for previously, you can just quickly go to from within, so you don't have to research it. My listings, my listings, that's going to be your listings, which I don't have any in here. But that's kind of neat about that is it's going to give you your stats for your listings as well. So that's going to be a quick So your active listings, it's going to give you your average day, well, on market. It's going to give you your high, low, average price range and stuff like that. And then you can go through your solds and as far and so on. Okay. So it's going to be a quick way for you to see your own numbers right from within your app. All right, and then this hot sheet is kind of neat too. Oh, whoops, I skipped over something here. My favorites. So if you favorited any properties, you can see those. And then once again, you might be looking for it, you favorite it, and then you wanted to send it to the contact or tie it to a contact, okay? So then that way you're able to, get this. You can go through, find some listings, and then just share them with your contact within your app. Okay. All right. So let me go back out of here. And then the hot sheet this is kind of neat. So it just pulls up some information that I previously put in. But what it does is you can put in different areas. So you can put in cities and areas, I guess it would be, or tracks. You'll take a look and see. All right, so like if we wanted to go to Canyon Country. Canyon Country, okay, next. And then it's going to give a breakdown of the different areas, tracks. And let's go to Canyon Country 1 next. So it's going to go in and show me in the last 5 days there's 6 new listings, 1 price reduction, and 3 recently sold. So this one's very good with number as far as showing you what's going on in the communities you're looking up. So that's like the major benefit of this MLS-Touch is you're going to have those statistics and the numbers about what's going on in different communities, and you can search for that very quickly and pull that up. So you always have that information at your fingertips, and always show your knowledge and expertise of the market that you're working in. Okay. All right. So let's take a look down at the bottom section with the home, members, contacts, messages, and more. Okay. So we kind of touched on all these big icons and the Insta View. If you don't remember, that's when you're within a community and you don't want to search. You can just click Insta View, and then it's going to go ahead and try to find any properties nearby you and pull them up. Okay. So members, this is going to be the people that you have who've downloaded your app, basically. Oh no, I'm sorry. Members are going to be people that are agents. Sorry, contacts are going to be people in your app. Members are going to be people who are current agents who are currently using this app. All right. So these are other app MLS-Touch app users from within, the different MLSs that have access to MLS-Touch. So that's not going to be super useful for most of you, except for because within the individual listings, you can contact the agents directly. So, but unless you need to look somebody up or whatever, you can kind of find their contact information. Okay, so then now move to contacts. So this would be your contacts, and then there's leads. So leads, I'm gonna talk about that in a moment, how that works. But contacts, you can put your contacts in. I just have my alter ego in there that I share with myself, so I know, because otherwise everything's Richard Neville. It gets a little confusing. So then, like I said, you can import your contacts from your phone or create new contacts manually. Messages, this is where you can create conversation with people with your contacts in the app. So your contacts, you'll be able to message them directly, and that's where there's those how you can share listings and stuff as well. And let's go to more here. So this is gonna be the cool stuff for you guys, where you can brand and share your app. So this brand and share, this is where you kind of create your own branded version. And I do have for all of you, I don't have it for you yet, but if you want it, just let me know and I can create one of these for you as well, to match to have your own branded app version. If you can see how I have it up in the top header there, because it's 400 pixels wide by 100 pixels tall. So if you don't have it exactly like that, it's going to look funky. So if you want it to look nice and clean and crisp, let me know and I can make it for you as well. And then you have these color presets that you can adjust, or the presets I have it for realty executives. So that's I believe, yeah. So you can search through and, oops. Or maybe I picked another one that has similar colors because it doesn't look like Realty Executives is in there. But you know which ones have similar colors, okay? All right, and then, so let's look at a preview of this. So this is going to be what the branded app looks like to your users, okay? So basically, it's a similar version of the app that you see, but this one's going to have some different options, obviously. So basically, it just has the map search, the advanced search, the recent searches, their favorites. They can search by MLS number, and then a direct connection to you, the agent. So I mean, we kind of basically went all over that stuff, and it's the same thing. They just don't have those agent remarks in their versions, and then they can't contact that agent directly. They can only contact you directly. Okay, so similar to our old app. And then there's tips and facts, which I'm not 100% sure what it's showing in there. I think it basically has. Actually, I don't want to say because I haven't. I downloaded this a while ago, but it's been since I played with my own agent version. You know, try to share it with yourself or your family member, like we suggested with our other app, and you can kind of get a better view. But anyways, mortgage calculator, and then this you have some settings in there that you can adjust, which we'll go back to in a moment. We're just kind of looking at this preview of what they have, but similar, like I mentioned with the comparables, you can set like in the mortgage calculator, I believe you can set like if you don't want it to be a 20% down payment, you want it to be 10%, you can set that in there and then adjust the interest rate. So then that way your clients are seeing so it's not some randomly generated number from years ago or as far as the interest rate, stuff like that. So you can kind of tailor that down to what's actually going on right now. And then messages. So messages would be the messages from you and then what they send back and forth to you. And then InstaView, we talked about that earlier, and InstaView is where if you touch that, when you're nearby a home that's for sale, it's going to pop up right in your screen as an option, so you don't have to go manually search for it yourself, or your clients won't have to, okay? Close preview. So we have, let's see, like this would be what the email layout would look like. So it's going to kind of just share listings similar to just like an MLS email that you send out, but it's going to have your colors in there and then, your name and contact information and everything as well. And then it has the listing layout is what it's going to look like when they click it. And it just has the information, the description, and all that kind of information in there. So it's just kind of for you to see what it's going to look like, what your clients are going to see. All right. And then there is the Share My App button. So now this is where you have the ability to share out this app. So this would be the link that you would share, right? Either SMS or email. And just like the CRMLS app, the link that they have, and when you share the app would be the same, would be the link that you would put into your signature line of your email if you wanted to update it from our Realty Executives app. This would be the link that you use in that signature line. Okay, same. So you could text it to yourself and copy the link, or play with it a little bit so you can get a little familiar with sharing it. All right. So that is the brand and share section. All right. So now we're just going to move on to this more down at the bottom right. So the calculator. This is for. Okay. So this is reset. You know what? This is for you yourself. I thought for some reason I was thinking you'd be able to set that for your clients, so then they would have it as the default. But what I was thinking about that was in here in your comparables. Okay, so where I'm in the settings. So there's the other. Oh yeah, see there is. So default down payment 10%, or you can put it in 20 or 15 or whatever you think most of your clients are using. Or I mean, I guess you know what they're putting down. So, if you just put in that number, you can update it yourself. All right. And then you can do it where instead of, so this map search, do you want it to go to your the last time you used it? And I noticed that confused a number of people a while ago. I mean, I don't know, but sorry. A few people a while ago, I remember were using some different apps. They got confused when it would always pull up their last search history rather than where they were where they're at currently. So you can just go in and adjust that to where it will go to a new search as soon as you open the app. All right, and then that way it's not going back to an old search. Like if you were in Candy Country and did a search, and now you're back in Castaic, and now it's pulling up Candy Country homes. You know, that can get a little bit confusing for some people. So if you don't want that to ever happen, just set that to a new search, and then you will open, every time you open up the app, it'll have a new search. And then you can set it to an advanced search too. So, you know, do you want it to be always an advanced or just kind of a, near you? Excuse me. So then now you have your different sort types. So you can do it by price, or you can do it by status date. So you can do like the newest listings first, or the oldest listings first, or do it by distance. You know, do you want the closest listings to show up first, or the farthest list? You know, so you can tailor that the way you want it, or just leave it alone, and by default it's going to go by price. All right, same with the advanced search. So those are some of the options you have there. And then in this comparables, you have the ability to, do you want them to be compare against active or sold? Do you want the price range to be within what percentage of the house you're comparing against? Do you want, what's your distance? What's the sold time frame? Do you want it to be the last 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, so 6 months? So you know you can play with these little sliders and get that, fine tune it. And then how many comparables do you want to show up when you do like a quick CMA kind of thing through the app? All right, so these are some of the options that you have within here. And then you have your notifications that you can turn on. And then we see this new leads again, okay? So let's talk about that. So within here, you have, we're in the more section still. In the bottom right, you see the more. There's the Facebook publishing tool. So this is where you can connect and share, well, you can share your listings directly out, but you could also have this connected so they'll automatically publish your listings directly to Facebook, and you can connect that. So anytime you have a new listing, price reduction, sale, open house, you can share that to your Facebook page. Okay, and that'll be automatically. But from within, when you're just sharing a listing, you could also share a listing directly to Facebook. So let's take a look at that really fast. And then if you generate any leads from sharing it to Facebook, they're going to show up in the lead section of your app. I forget how you do it in here though. Let me see. Send a message, showing request, link, contact, comparables. Or maybe it has to be your own listing. I can't share out another listing, but from your own. Like for me, I don't have any listings in here, so some of the features that you are going to have I don't have access to. So from the My Listings section, you should be able to share out your personal listings out to, just like within this option here, the Facebook publishing tool, that's going to be only your listings. You're not going to be able to automatically post other people's listings. So that would be when you have your own listings and you want to share them out directly through the app, right to Facebook. You're able to do that, and any leads that you may generate from those kind of landing page, property website pages that you share out would come into your lead section of your app here. Okay. So, does anybody have any questions about the MLS-Touch? All right. Someone else tried to test it and typed in email address recipient, but keep telling me I had to type in recipient. So, a question about sharing the listing through the CRMLS app, and it's saying that she couldn't send it to an email address. We had to send it to a recipient, so we couldn't send it. So yeah, so within the CRMLS, let's go back out of here and take a look at that and answer that real fast. And then there's a question about the MLS-Touch, and we'll get back to that one here in a second. So if you go to share it, let's go share app. email or post, send to Gmail. I might have to go back to that one because I'm not experiencing the same issue as you. So I'll contact you directly after this and then see what's going on with that. Maybe we'll find out about that in a minute. So because basically the problem was you couldn't share it with if it wasn't a contact, but I don't seem to have a problem with that. But what you might have to do is just go ahead and add yourself as a contact if you're having that problem, and try it out and see if that helps. Otherwise, I'll contact you afterwards anyways. Okay. All right, so back to the MLS-Touch. Do I have to sign in as ChrisNet or CRMLS? It's going to be what you sign in with ChrisNet, which should be the same thing that you sign in as CRMLS. I don't know why it would be different, but when I go to SRAR, go to sign in, it's the same information that I use to sign in there. Okay, but it's not taking either one. Does it start with F? Yeah. Yep. You want to use so with me, I have SR. So I start with SR 2070, blah, blah, blah. If you have an F, it'll be F, whatever yours is. If it's FF, it'll be FF, whatever it is, okay? So and then I don't think the password's case sensitive, but you'll have to test that out. But I've noticed that it's not case sensitive for my password, but I don't want to say that that's how it is for everybody. Okay, so let me see. So there's some support and different rate this application stuff in there that we don't really need to go over right now. So, but that's kind of the basics on this. And once again, if you want your own header like I have in here to brand your own app, just let me know. Send me an email, or you can put in the chat box here today right now, and I'll mark it down. But otherwise, just send me an email. And do you want your name or your personal photo or whatever you want in there? Just kind of give me a brief description of what information you want in there, your number that you want included, and then we'll go ahead and make that up for you. Okay. So basically with this one, some of the benefits are it has good statistics. So if we're doing, like I showed earlier, with a map search, and you can quickly dive into those numbers real fast. So if we wanted to see, this area right here, what's going on in that section, I could just click the stats tab, and now it's showing me, average sales price, single family, townhouses, other, average days on market, all that stuff, recent solds. You can fine tune that to what period of time you want the solds to show from. So it's quickly gives you a lot of information. Oh, see, now you see that those rentals in here. So that's why I created that one filter with you, where I just did like a price of a 50,000 min price, and then that cleared up because we had 13 a minute ago. Now we have 12. So we cut that out. Now see, now that cut our lowest price from the 2,100 whatever to the 279. So just a little, remember that if you you have some solds in there, just set that min price up. So that's like one of the little things you got to remember. But then the hot sheet is kind of neat too, where you can go ahead and configure that to find quick information, or quick sales data and expired data and active listings within a certain community. And then you can drill down even into that to a specific tract or area. Okay, and then boom. So now we have detailed information about the last 5 days in that area right there. Okay, so but once again, it's not connected to your contacts in your MLS. It's not, if you can't edit your listings in here, then it doesn't update within the MLS. So just weigh those pros and cons. This one might be, it has some ups, but it has some downs depending on what you're looking for within the app. All right, and that's why I'm kind of showing you a brief overview of each one of these, so you can see what's more important to you and what what you think is going to be most helpful for your business. All right, so now the third app, we're going to look at this Homesnap. Okay, Homesnap is a newer MLS benefit. It is, once again, it is on the that if you look in the chat box, there's the Member Benefit Apps PDF that I have the Dropbox link to. That one there will show you the different apps, and if you click on that, it brings you to a PDF like this, where you can go ahead and just click on the Google Play or on the App Store, depending on which app you want, and then that will bring you right to where you can download that app. All right. So let's take a look at this Homesnap now. So Homesnap's a little bit different, but similar. Let me pull up my phone again. Give me 1 second. Locked. Okay. Here we go. All right. So now we have Homesnap. So let's click on that and then take a look. So basically what they're doing is they're giving you a free Homesnap Pro account. So Homesnap Pro, there's some features in here. If I'm going to click the Homesnap Pro at the bottom, and then there's some agent-only app features. So you can manage your clients. You can find an agent. And then there's some like tips and tricks through here from the Homesnap University, and then some, like, if you have any questions, you can chat with the people on the back end of these app. All right, so that's kind of what this Homesnap Pro button is down at the bottom. If we go to Me, so this is where you can brand it. So we can see your agent only profile. So this is what other agents would see. You can do the public profile, which was going to go to your clients and stuff. So this is kind of what they would see. They can ask a question and stuff from here. And then you can invite people right from here. And this is connected right to my personal, or whatever's in my phone, I guess. Okay. So all my contacts in my phone, and then we have clients that I have clients in here that I have invited or have requests for. Okay. So if you have invited, it'll show in here. So if we go to see how to find your contacts, which I guess this is, okay, never mind. Sorry, sidetracked there for no reason. All right, but so then we can see my listings, recently viewed homes, my favorites, saved searches, my office. So this will have all of our agents in here. So if you need to contact an agent, it's going to have all of our agents listed in here, from Realty Executives. You have Manage MLS Identifier. So this is if you're in multiple MLSs, I believe. So this is only going to be like saved searches and clients. It's going to be the people that you put in here. Once again, this one isn't like the CRMLS app that's directly connected to your Matrix MLS. So that's where, that's the big advantage to some degree with the CRMLS one, is that everything is basically, it's a mirror of what you have in the desktop version of your computer. So let's look at the more. So if you want to change your profile image, your wallpaper, the mortgage calculator in here, you can view clients and then share your profile. Okay. Back. All right. So let's get out of these two here. But basically, we wanted to take a look at. Sorry, give me 1 second here. I'm confusing myself here. Okay. So my clients, what you do to share this now is go to click the plus, and now you're able to type in an email, a phone number, your people from your contacts, and invite them. And you also see share your profile link, homesnap.com/Richard-Neville. So this is where your URL. And then you could also post it or tweet it right from here. So you can broadcast your brand. Okay, so you go share the profile, Gmail, we can email it right from there, or this homesnap.com/Richard-Neville would be my URL that I could put into my signature line. Okay, all right, so that is we kind of went over within here your profile and then how to share it. So let's talk about the app itself. All right. News. This is what's kind of new within the area. Okay. So this I previously did some searches and saved them. So I have 91321, 91381. So it's kind of showing me what's been going on, within these different areas. Okay, so that's just the news is kind of just a quick snapshot of what's up. Is it? I don't. It might be useful for you. Okay, let's leave it at that. Messages. Now this would be where you could once again. That's one thing that all of these have in common is that you're able to chat within the app with your clients. All right. So if we click the pencil icon, we have what's kind of neat is we have the My Clients, like I mentioned. They're the ones that you've manually put in here and invited to your that are already inside your app. The phone contacts would be people that are just in your phone, not in the app necessarily yet. And then other agents would be like agents that if you have favorited agents or recently viewed agents or the people within the office, you can message them. All right. All right. So let's go back here to the homes in the middle. So this is kind of where you just search for properties. So this one's kind of simple, basic. You can search this for different areas. You can have the filters, how you want to search. This one doesn't have, as nearly as many options as some of the other two apps. So this is kind of a slimmed down version where it's, property types, and beds, bath, price, status, date. So, I mean, you don't have those million options that you did in like you're connected directly to the MLS, like the other two apps. But you can, let's remove the outline. Okay. So I am a little annoyed by there we go. Okay. So if you just touch the map, it's going to remove that list. So the list was a little uncomfortable for me in the sizing for the map. But if you just touch on the map, it will put the list down. And now you see more options come up here. Now we have the commute time, so you can put in another address and search by commute like it has in the CRMLS app. You can draw with your finger like it has in both the other apps. You can go the near me, which same thing, both those apps do that. And then you have layers, which you could do a school layer, which is going to show the schools within the area, or it should. So that is a little confusing because it should just show this map out a layer based on school, but or I guess So I'm not sure about that one because it doesn't seem very intuitive. This one would be lots, so you can go. You're seeing different lot dimensions. The lots. So if you know exactly what lot, you can search by that, which seems a little weird. I mean, I guess it would be useful for some, maybe not as much other. And then satellite view. So there you go. And you could do all 3 layers at once, or just do none of the layers by just clicking on it. All right. And then if we click on the list, it's going to bring in I'm not in an area where there's any property, so let me zoom out a little bit. And then if we go to list, it's going to put them in a list view where you can scroll through them this way. Okay. And it has contingents and stuff in here. So I know for some of you that was not something that you liked, but for the user side, we'd have to do some testing to see if they see those or it's just you since you're the agent, okay? All right, so that's kind of basically it, but the one last thing here, because we're going on an hour, so we're running a little bit over, so I want to finish up. But let me just double check here and see if there's anything new. No questions. So, all right, so the one thing I didn't talk about and which you might have noticed is the pencil or the camera icon up at the top. So what is that? That's going to be very similar to the Insta View or the whatever they called it in the spot in the CRMLS. So this one, you could just point it at a house, and that's what the whole thing with Homesnap was about. It was like you could point it at a house, and then, you know, if it's a for sale, you just take a picture of the house, and then boom, it's going to give you all their property information. Or you could hit up at the top right, there's stealth. If you go like that, it's going to just kind of look in general like the Insta view on the MLS-Touch, where it doesn't see any properties here right now because we're not near any properties. I'm in my office, so it's not going to see anything. But basically, if you just want to pull this up and take a look without doing like a search, which, I mean, you could probably find it on here most likely. You know, it's going to pop up, but you have the ability as well to use, you know, like the fancy or cheesy, depending on how you how you look at it, way of searching. Okay, so that's kind of the three apps that we're talking about today. It's CRMLS, MLS-Touch, and Homesnap, which you can see here. And once again, I just wanted to remind you that we were gonna kind of go over the Home Seekers app, but I did get notification from Kit from SRAR that that's gonna be going away, and now within the last week, they completely removed it from the CRMLS website. So I don't want you to start using that one and sharing it out and have that one be discontinued. So I would avoid that one, and then just take a look at these and see which one you like best. And then one last thing I want to show you about the Homesnap, which now that I see it in here. So when you do have like clients that are using this app, they'll I personally have these things within my account, or I sign myself up as a buyer, and I receive like weekly updates of what's new going on. And what's kind of neat is it gives those stats and everything, what's going on. You know, there's homes sold, days on market, months of inventory, homes for sale, median list price, median sales price. So it'll show open houses, and then it's branded with me, so where they can message me directly. So it's kind of neat where it gives them like weekly updates. So now this is the only, I mean, you could set up those auto emails. So this is basically like the auto emails from that you would have in the Matrix, and that you could just do it right from the app within Homesnap, which is kind of neat. They're a little bit, they kind of remind me more of the cloud, what is it? Whatever the cloud search, I forget what it's called off the top of my head right now, but it's the cloud version of the auto emails, and where they're a little bit like bigger photos, and it's a little bit prettier in design than the ones that come through the Matrix. So, you know, it's kind of up to you, and they're branded, they're message me, you know, kind of thing. So it's just another way to stay in front of your people. So take a look at them, see what you think. Homesnap, MLS-Touch, and CRMLS are the apps. And once again, you could take a look in the chat box here and then download that PDF. That'll give you the links to all, you know, whether you have an Android or an Apple, it'll take you right to download those apps from that PDF. All right, everyone, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to take a look at these apps with me today. And if you have any questions, send me an email. I think I answered them all here. And send me an email if you want this kind of custom branded header for the MLS-Touch app. You can put in, you know, whatever you want. Is it going to fit in there right? Try it out, see if it works for you. If it doesn't, let me know, and I can make you something up, because it takes like a special dimension, 400 pixels wide by 100 pixels tall, which I already have that template kind of made here, so I can quickly make that for you. And I see one of you have already requested that, so I'll go ahead and take care of that once we're done, and I'll process this video and share it out here shortly. All right. Thank you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye now.